Hello everybody from Wide Family Farm. I'm going to show you, I was at Tractor Supply picking up some turkey feed and I come across this. I had seen it online before. And this here is it's called the Ratinator. It's a multiple catch live rat trap. I've seen some videos online where people had good luck with them. And I also watch the Sean Woods YouTube channel, where he reviews like every animal trap known to man, and he didn't have any luck with it. But I have a feeling his rats are pretty educated from all the different traps that he tries out. And so I'm gonna give this a shot. I also saved the receipt just in case. We'll give it about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then might take it back if I don't catch anything. But we'll see what happens here. We're gonna set it up and I'll show you how that works. Alright, here's what it is inside when you take it out of the box. They call it a live catch trap, but let's be honest, who's going to go release some rats? Not very many people. It conveniently comes with this tote that would hold enough water to submerge the trap, because that's what they call humanely dispatching animals when you catch them, like rats and mice and things like that. When they say humanely dispatch, they mean drowned them. Doesn't sound very humane to me, but it'll get the job done, I guess. But that's kind of convenient how it comes with that tote for that. Pull it out here and we'll take a look at it. Alright. This here is where you put your bait. You put it in the center of the cage. And it's got some springs. Stretch back here to hold that lid closed so they can't sneak in and get the bait any other way. And the door is right here. It's kind of hard to show because I don't have a table to set it on. But you'll see once I tip it up here, once they walk in, they put a little weight on that tips down. And if this was sitting level, obviously the weight would bring that door back closed. And if you're lucky, your rats won't figure out that they can grab a hold of the other end of that door and open it back up and climb out. That's what happened on the Sean Woods YouTube channel when I watched his video. The rats just figured out how to open the door, they'd go in and eat and then come back out. So we are hoping, beyond hope here, that this works for us, because I've seen other videos where this trap worked well. So we're gonna cross our fingers and hope we can catch some of these rats. Anyone that has chickens and turkeys and things like that, animals outside that you're feeding, like we have barrels, we keep all of our food in barrels so that nothing can get to it, but you still end up getting rats and mice as hard as you try to keep them, at bay. All right, I've got the bait in the center here. I'm going to put a brick on top of this just so they don't try to flip it over and get to the feed another way. And a trick I learned from watching Sean Woods is I got a zip tie there holding the door open. So that will allow them to go in and out of this thing with no fear. Oh, okay, I can go in here and get me a bite to eat. And they'll go in and out of there for a few days. I'll make sure that there's signs of them feeding from the trap. And then I'll take that zip tie off, allowing the door to close. So hopefully at that point, they'll go in without fear and get themselves trapped in here and get themselves humanely dispatched. Alright, here I put the brick on top of it. Pretty stout. I don't think a rat will be able to flip that over. Hopefully not. Maybe if some raccoons come in here, they'll make havoc with it, but hopefully not. We'll leave this for a couple days. We'll come back and we'll keep updating this video as we go. This will be probably about a week long of me filming little snippets, and hopefully by the end of this, it says on the box you can catch 21 rats in one time. I'd be happy with 5 or 6. Come on. It's been 3 days since I set up the Ratinator. I had obvious signs that they were feeding on the corn and grain that I put in the center there. So I cut the zip tie that held the door open, crossing my fingers. When I check it tomorrow morning, we'll have that thing full of rats. Put a brick on top of it to hold it down so nothing can flip it over to try to get to the grain. Plus that's where the door is too for the grain. Just a little extra security, so we'll see what happens tomorrow morning.
Explain that hole that's right there. Tell people.
Well, that's a rat burrow right there.
This is what they do. This is why they're so destructive. Not only do they eat your food, but
they dig tunnels under the ground. And you'll be walking along, and next thing you know, the ground collapses under your feet, and you get a dirt floor. But that's one of the tunnels that they use. There's another one over there underneath that board, and they like to hide underneath these skids right here. So I figured this was a good place to set up a trap. And so I'm hopeful that tomorrow morning we'll have that baby full of rats. So we'll see what happens. We're going to check this trap after one night of being set. See if we caught anything. Oh, we got some in there. Awesome. There's at least 4. That's all I can say. Awesome. So the trap does work. That's a good thing. I had the radinator set up for about a week. It only took 3 days though after I cut the zip tie that I showed you I put on there so that it would actually trap them after they get used to going in and out. I ended up catching in those 3 days that it was open, I caught 5 rats and 5 really big mice, or they were either baby rats, I'm not sure. I think they were just mice, just really well fed off of my chicken feed. But I'd say this trap works well, as long as you don't educate your rats too much. I used it for those days. I'm not going to use it again for at least a month, and then I'll start it all over again. I'll set it down, zip tie it open, let them get used to going in, cut that zip tie, try to catch some more. If you just leave it out there all the time, they'll get used to it, realize it's a trap, and you're not going to catch anything anymore with it. But I'd recommend it. It did work for me. And look around for your prices. The Tractor Supply was the best price that we found on it. It was like $30 cheaper than buying it at Amazon, right off the shelf. All right, everybody, that's about it for this. I do recommend the radinator. It worked well for us, catching 10 pests. So, all right, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.